Mic on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Que pedo, que lana, que pasa, que tal. How's everybody doing this morning? We are looking good. Man, we had a good pre-market this morning, and I'm going to bring it right up to you guys. Good morning to everybody. First off, cheers for this cup of coffee. Just within 30 seconds of the bell here, and let's pull up the chart. So I'll leave it up like this just for a few moments here. I'll zoom in just a little bit so what we can see. I'll zoom out actually really quick. Kind of recap yesterday. Hopefully you guys can see this here, and it's not too small there. But we got 3 seconds to the bell. 2, 1. There it goes. I was a little early. Anyhow, so yesterday I was a bit wrong. I said this was the buy box here. I left it here. I said this is where the buys are going to happen. We're going to get a bounce off of here. Unfortunately, we went back down to this old resistance level at the 908 price level that we set, and we bounced right off of it. So we did respect that 908 target we set. If we could go back a couple more days here, we'll show the range we thought we would trade in was in between here, down at 826 to 909. Within that range, we could have touched on there. We didn't go as low, but we thought that this was going to be our strong level of resistance here. And you can see we bounced off it a couple times. Once we broke above it, we kind of played along with it for a little bit and bounced off of it a couple times yesterday in the afternoon. So we were wrong there. We thought that may be the target. However, today, if it gets low, I think that this will be a very solid level of support. We were consolidating there for a while, so if we start to drop down, I think that this range here of 9, actually it tells you 48 to 58. So 948 to 958, somewhere in that 9.5 range. I think that that's our level of support if we start to drop. Looking at the aftermarket, we didn't do too bad. Just before, right at power hour, we started to get a nice little push back up. Closed out about, I want to say it was 834. However, man, after Trey's Trades interview with Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC, came out last night, the CEO, Adam Aaron, stated that he would not introduce the 500 million shares into the market, would not dilute the market with the 500 million until 2022. This is if it is voted yes on May 4th by the shareholders. So as soon as market opened, you can see a little bit of a bump last night, and then we got that nice pop up to 979, hit a high of 993. So currently sitting at 982, and we were kind of trading within that range of the 980s for most of the early morning since I've been awake and been watching the market here. So got a nice little support there at 980. So we'll see if we can hold up there at that 980 range, see what's going to happen for the rest of the day here. Our side looking pretty good. MACD, we're on a crossover here. Yeah, we crossed these. Oh, we're crossing back below the signal line here. So looking for us to hold support here at 980, but looks like we dipped just below and dipping even farther here. So we'll see if it's true that box that we held at 950 is going to be the support for today. Bit more of a sell than I anticipated to have early this morning. Volume, from what I understand, was looking pretty good in the pre-market. Over a million in volume for pre. Currently this minute, 364,000. We always start pretty high. I think the first candle of the day is a representation of the entire pre-market. So at 1 million, and then second minute of the day here, we've got 409,000, followed by 367,000. So tapered down in those 2 minutes. Still above the hundreds of thousands, almost half a mil, not quite there. We'll see if we can get there. So where are we going to stand? Is this going to be our range? This 9 3/4, 971. Could that be our support? Currently sitting at 975. I'll try to pull up some DD here and see what's going on. Matter of fact, while we're doing this, let me pull up the Fintel real quick, see what happens. I think last night, oh my goodness, short volume ratio 32% for yesterday. And let me pull Fintel up over here. Shares availability, short shares available, 20,000. So I think at one point yesterday we were down to 3,000 shares available, super low. And then I remember yesterday afternoon I had looked and it went up to like 20,000. So the short borrow fee rate has went up again to 9.65. I think when we closed out the stream yesterday, it was at 8 something. So looking pretty good. I know when I checked in the afternoon, it had went up to low 9, so now we're above 9.5, and I'm looking to see this climb again, especially since this is so low here. And that's massive. Short volume ratio, 32%. They're getting very, very, very desperate right now. Very desperate. So looking good on the Fintel info. I'll leave that over on the side, and we'll just pop it up in a few once we get ready for that. I'll pull up the old AMC stock Reddit page and see what comes up. If there's any good DD that has came out overnight. I'm sure a lot of articles that are going to be speaking about, I say articles, that's what I'm going to call them, articles. Speaking about the interview, if you guys haven't checked it out, go over to Trey's Trades YouTube channel, watch the interview. I watched a little bit of it. I have not finished it yet. But in the interview, he did state, Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC, did state that he would not dilute the market with 500 million shares if it passed on May 4th until 2022. That's a long way away for the hedges to start covering their position. At some point, they may get margin called if this thing keeps shooting up and we're looking good. You know, of course, we all want to see it rise very, very quickly. However, we need a stable climb. And yesterday, I think we ended the day above 5%, like really good, above 5% in one day. 5% in one day is very, very good on a stock. Of course, we've been used to getting like 10, 20% on some of these meme stocks. However, I'm okay with the 5%. 5% is good. That's 2 days in a row. I think we've held 5%. We'll see today if we can close out a little bit higher. Where were we at when we closed yesterday? Were we at 934 or 834? Looks like we were at 934. Okay. So still sitting up from close of yesterday. It looks like up 3.9%, 3.85%, 36 cents up from yesterday of close. 934. I think I said 834 earlier. 934 as I was. So still just trading down. Trying to find that support level there. And we'll see. This is kind of what I'm thinking here. Actually, you know what? Oh, I just had it. Let's see if this becomes our level. I'll leave that there. That was our buy box yesterday. It's kind of where I predicted, hey, this is a good time to buy. However, I, unfortunately was wrong, as I can be sometimes. But that box does represent a target for us currently as a good level of support and resistance. You can see here, once we broke below, we were rejected here. We consolidated here for a couple minutes. This is a 5 or 1 minute time frame, so looks like over about 10 minutes or so we were rejected by that line. So the box is accurate. The price area, the target area is accurate to some degree. However, once we broke below, we stayed below and got a bounce there. So a lot of things to take into consideration here. Can't just take one factor and look, oh, this is the end all be all. This is it right here. It's going to get down, But I'm anticipating if we do start to drop lower that this is the range that we consolidate at for today. I don't think that we get this far down. I think that we stay here. We'll see. We will see. I'm going to pull up the AMC stock live chat over on the side. Just see what people are talking about. AA, stay shills. Okay. If we close under 10, we let the hedge funds win. Yep. 10 we go. So 10 seems to be the sentiment for everybody right now, is getting to close above 10. Currently sitting at 993, and what just happened as I'm running my mouth over here, my fat mouth, look at this, 996 and pushing. Good volume stepped in there. 600,000 currently on the minute. Nice. 300,000 there. 236,000 there. It's steadily climbing up here. I'm going to pull up the active trader over here on the side. I'm sure that the chat is blocking you guys. And if it becomes an issue, I will remove the live chat bar since we don't really have too many people chatting over here. And I will probably, oh, we hit that 10:05. So there's our resistance. You see, we before have it set at 10:07, so we didn't quite make it to that 10:07 line. We're very, very close with our prediction here. Off by 2 cents. But we got very, very close. All right, so 10:14 looks like there's a big sell wall there at 10:14. Not much going on here. So as long as we get the buying pressure stepping in here, we're going to see some good stuff here. Up 7% already as from close of yesterday. There's sell wall stepping in. 10:02. Still the big one here at 10:14. And hopefully I don't get shut down today. There is a lightning storm happening right now. Kind of, sort of. Nothing crazy. Just a couple of lightning flashes. Not like last week. Last week it was a little wild, so I had to unplug everything. Alright, currently consolidating right here at this 995 range. We'll see. Nice little push up here. I mean, that was massive. See what the news is on AMC real quick. Nothing in the news. And I'm going to put the flex. I don't even know if you guys will be able to see the flex grid the way I have it here. So here's something to note here. Yep, you guys can see that perfectly fine. I'll zoom in just a little bit more. Oh, shoot. There we go. Put that right in the middle. We'll line these up best I can. So you guys can see the bottom is GameStop. This is GME down here, and this is AMC. So doing something quite differently, unless we're lagging behind on this pullback here, and they didn't bounce as high. But see, we shot up higher than where we opened the market at, and they pushed back. They pushed down. Currently, they're sitting at 158.74. So for us, we're in territory that we have not been in for quite some time, over a week, I think. When was the last time we were at $10? Whereas they got up to 175 or 173 or 4 yesterday. Keeping it back on here, I want to see. All right, we look like we stalled out there for a sec. I want to look at the 10 day. I want to see the last time we were at $10 was. So not too long ago. This is on April the 8th. So about a week ago, last Thursday. Last Thursday, we were in that range, and we were actually rejected by it here. If I zoom in, 10:04. You can see here, this is kind of the reason why I have this price level at 10:07, is that we were rejected by the 10:07 a couple of times, and 10:05 we were rejected here as well there. 10:04. Is that $10? That's 10:04. So within that 10:04 to 10:07 range, there's a couple of points we were rejected by. This is on the 30-minute time frame. So if we were to look at a 30-minute on where we currently stand, we'll see what happens if we get a push back up and test, or if that was the level. But we were rejected there before. I'm going to zoom out here real quick. So once we broke below, we really kind of just traded around that 980s range. This seems to be a level of support for us right here. I mean, we dipped a little bit lower. I'm going to put a price level there to see that should be our first level of support there. As you guys can see, we've bounced off of it here a couple times. So these are all 30-minute candles here. So obviously this could change when we start looking at the 1 minute, because we did break below it for a little bit, but we ended up closing that 30 minutes at there. Same thing here. Same thing here. We actually broke a little bit above it, and then it was kind of a level of support, resistance for us a couple times. Once we broke below above it again, you can see we're flat. We never even, well, this is all after hours here. But you can see we did respect that level, and then once we broke below the final time. So We'll see what happens here. Auto zoom that back, and 1 day 1 minute. So there's the line we just set here at 990, and you can see we touched it there and then shot back up. So I don't want to say it. However, this does look like a bull trap, but I don't think that's the case for us today. Not on this. This isn't traditional technical analysis or technical trading here. This is kind of its own thing. AMC is kind of its own animal. And it's good to see that we're closing up where we are currently at 1004. Let's see if we can peak above that 1005. We got to 1008. All right, so we'll see if we can close out here. Hit a high of 1009. Man, looking good. 1010. And this thing's just going to keep moving here. Oh, that's not what I want. I wanted the active trader here. We are currently 350 long. Dollar cost average of 877. Currently up about 454 in the portfolio here for this one position. 253 on the day. So not bad. We were actually down in the red a few days ago. We held on strong. We've been holding strong for a long time. We were up at one point like $1,700. We didn't sell. For me, that's a big amount. That's a huge amount of my portfolio. I'm only trading with about $10,000 in my portfolio, so the fact that I was up like $1,700 in one position, and we didn't take the profits, because if it can get up to $14, what's to say it can't get up to 20? The higher it keeps climbing and closing every Friday, the more these options chains keep closing in the money, and the more it forces us to squeeze. And when this thing squeezes, it's going to squeeze hard. Going to pull up the Fintel info right now. Just again, I'm certain that they haven't made any adjustments here, as we're only like 16 minutes into the market. And as I suspected, nothing has changed. Currently at 1019, got that break up to 1023 for the high. Starting to have ourselves a little pullback. We were in the overbought territory according to the RSI. You can see here the MACD did cross over the signal line. And we have a ton of buyers this morning in the market here. Volume looking pretty decent. 800,000 on the last minute. Currently sitting at 812. So we're looking at millions in volume. 886. This minute here was 1.1 mil. So this is the kind of volume we need to see on AMC. We need to see this high volume, close to a million per minute. And this thing's just going to drive up. It's unfortunate that the rest of our portfolio doesn't look this good. As a matter of fact, yesterday when we were talking, the early in the morning, early in the market hours, AT&T was probably our worst position. It looked like it was the worst. It was down quite a bit. And for AT&T, you know, it only swings about 1% either way. And it was the one position that we were down a little bit. And actually, I think we closed out the day in the green. It was one of the few positions other than AMC that we closed in the green yesterday. So it actually was looking pretty good. Currently only up 2 cents here. Rocket up 20 cents. Everything else down. Harley, I'm kind of disappointed in. Let's see if we hold this support level here, or if we just pop through it and just test it for a sec. Harley, really disappointed in what happened there. Down 56 cents on the day. I mean, I don't know what happened with them. They got a big push up to that 43. They had a price target from Bank of America that came out and said that they value them at $55. That was their price target for Harley Davidson. Super bullish price target, you know, seeing as how it was only at like 41, it popped up to 43. That's our 5%. However, with this long-term swing, for this is a major long-term, we were holding this thing for over 3 years. We did break below this level of support here, so now look for it to be a new level of resistance and trade within these ranges here. So a little bit of ups and downs this morning. Could just be some scalpers taking some profit here. Only 600,000 in volume in that minute. So for the scalpers, they're not going to buy when this thing starts, when it gets into this range. Once it gets past here, you know, not too many people are going to keep buying, you know, once it gets up in these upper ranges here and starts breaking these highs. Because at that point, it's liable for a pullback. So especially when you start reaching the overbought side here. So most of the technicals will not show will not help you determine a good buy there. Sorry, my girlfriend was texting me asking me if I had let the dog out this morning. I did, both of them. So even though it's lightning and thundering outside, I think they went. I would imagine. I don't just inspect what they do. I just let them out the door. All good though. Oh, I'll be right back. So I put a muffin in the oven this morning after I turned the oven off and just let it sit there for a little bit. Had to pull it out. Gotta rock the lucky chain today. Looks like it's gonna be a good day here. Good day on AMC. What is this going on over here in the chat? See if I can get this half screen there. Pull up. There we go. It's looking good right there. See what these guys are talking about over here. 8,000 available to short, 9.6% fee. I'm actually curious to see if anybody's going to post the Ortex data today. They have been posting the last few days since they were new highs. I don't see. I don't know. The one thing you got to be careful of in some of these Reddit groups here and some of the live chats is there's a lot of people that they really don't know that much about the market and they don't follow the market. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert by any means. Definitely not a financial trader. This is just to document my journey to becoming a successful day trader. Hopefully one day I get to quit my job and I can just do this full time. And I'm slowly just building up my my bankroll and my brokerage account. And so I do other trades, but I see a huge value here in AMC, and that's what I've been all in on for the last, not all in, I'm going to say a big portion of my portfolio is AMC here, and I keep adding to it. I haven't really added to too much else, you know, $100 here or there, just to try to make some day trades and just to practice the technical analysis skills and the day trade and the swing trade skills. And yeah, we get left holding the bag a little bit, but for some of these long-term plays, I do really well. In the 3 years that I've been trading, and most of it was all dividend long-term investment trading, I had never taken a loss until I started trading options contracts about a month ago, and I only traded 2. I have the third one still up here, which we're down quite a bit on, and you know, I only lost like $300, $350 already. So I kind of learned my lesson with options there. Coming up on this support level here at $9.90. We'll see if we maintain this and get a bounce here. But as I was saying, they I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that you see in here where they look at this and they're like, oh, who's selling and this and that. And the one thing they have to understand is there are traders that are scalping this. They see the opportunity, they see the rise from the pre-market. They're going to scalp this. I was one of those people early on. This is how I got interested in AMC, is I started scalping it. And then, I was scalping from the $5 range all the way up, and then I held my position down at 848, and then I've averaged my position all the way up to now. We're currently at, what, 877? So, and just kept adding to the position here because I saw the potential of the squeeze here that's going to happen. And you see a lot of stuff in there. They don't understand when something makes a violent surge upward, it has to have a pullback. It's not going to just keep trending upwards forever. Not yet. It needs to remain healthy for the time being until we can keep. We need to healthily, or I guess that would be the word. What is it? We need a healthy, strong trend upwards with pullbacks in between to maintain, to keep us closing these Fridays in the money. That's the goal, I think, for us to try to reach, is we need to close in the money every Friday. The higher the better. The more in the money contracts that we can close out every week, the better. So this week, I mean, where we were at, we're down like in the $8 range, and so now, I mean, we're closing. That's quite a few contracts that will close in the money if we can close above 10. Hell, if we can close above 10.50, that's a lot of contracts that we can close in the money here this Friday, and then that's just going to help keep the momentum going upwards. But we have to have these healthy pullbacks within range too. So up until the time that we actually truly have the squeeze where this thing just starts to shoot up, you know, very, very, very quickly, we're gonna see these healthy pullbacks. So just understanding that, and then like we did here this morning, we set our level of support and resistance here in these little range, and we knew that you know, this was the test here, was to break above. We did do pretty good. However, you know, we didn't hold above that line, and we just kind of broke through very easily. So looking for this to potentially become a pretty decent level of resistance for us for the time being, as volume is starting to taper down, currently in the 200, 300,000s. We're starting to see a reversal down here on the MACD. We're getting closer to crossing over the signal line, but we'll see if we remain steady on the course. But as you guys can see, the times that we are in with sellers outweighing the buyers here is a very short period of time compared to the buying time here. Look at this buying time here. This is a lot more time rather than, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 minutes there of sellers, and another, like, we're in it now at 6. And we're steadily climbing back up here, so looking pretty good. We'll see. This is our sign of reversal here. So if I was going to scalp this is what I would look for, is the pullback here, consolidation, and then signs of reversal. Here's the reversal right here. You can see we're starting to pop up above. However, you got to look at what percentage you can take off the top if you were to scalp this. Me, I'm holding this thing. I'm not scalping jack shit. I ain't selling nothing here in AMC. But if I were, you see the strong come up here, you see its pullback, it was bound to happen, and this would be a better indication here to look for. You see the come up, the pullback, it consolidates here in this range. Once we break above this area is where it starts to show signs of reversal. So we get that break above, it did pull back down, so I would have let that close out. You never can tell. I mean, that's a huge candle back up and down, but once we break above this line here, that's really showing you that we can continue that push upwards. But even from there, I mean, you're not making a lot. It's only 2.5%, 2.7% there. So same thing here. If you were watching this and saying, okay, I'm gonna buy, you know, at the bottom here, knowing that this is a level of support here, you could have timed this right. You could have set your limit order to purchase down here at 990, and then knowing that right there is potentially our level of resistance, and it could go higher. I mean, you're only looking at like not even 2%. So to me, unless you're trading with a huge account, it's not even worth it to do something like that. I'm looking for big swings, 5%. That's really what I'm looking for. I'll take 2.5. 2.5 is good for a little scalp, but 5% is generally what I'm looking for. But you need to see a lot more volume to see something like that. And right now the volume's tapering down, so not something that you would look to do right here. Right now we're just consolidating for the moment, which is fine. We only see that for right before the market open, with the buyers outweighing the sellers. For most of the pre-market actually here, majority of sellers were outweighing the buyers here. However, once we got close to the market open, you see the buyers start to step in. we're just kind of loading up right now. See what happens here. We're just gonna mess around, set some trend lines here just to fool around. I mean, this isn't anything exact. We're just toying around with some trend lines just to see if we can find a pattern here. And see if we continue this this trend upwards here. So this level of resistance is real for us. Dang, man, being pretty dirty to the YouTuber there. Somebody was just trashing on a YouTuber, saying he was the most boring reviewer ever, but who knows what he said. Yeah. What do we got going on? Just trying to find some information for us to see if anything's happening today that we just don't see. Well, so that trend line was a no-go. Again, we're just messing around to see what happens here. Not looking too hot right now. Tell you that was supposed to be our support level right there. Now it's going to act as a level of resistance for us, so it is what it is. We know this thing has a lot of volatility in it. So we could find some support right here at this 986. And I'll show you why here. Looking over to the pre-market, I just kind of looking to see where we've held up on some lower candles where we got a push and where we ended up kind of pulling back to. So as you guys can see here, once we broke above this level of support here, or resistance here at 990, we had a pullback and we continued to pull back a little bit harder than that 990 range. All the way down here to 986, sorry. We broke below it a little bit, but then we got to push above, and you can see we kind of bounce off of it a little bit. We kind of toyed with it. I mean, there's not much to go on here, but we do find it to be a level where we have stalled out, at least on the downtrends. But then we continued down both times. You see we kind of stalled out there, but we continued down, and then again here, it's close. Just kind of like a little stopping point for us. So again there, I just don't know. It did hold up as a level of resistance for us here. That's another big one, but I don't know if that's going to be anything. At this point, anything in this upper range above 9 3/4 is going to be our level of support for the time being until we break above this 990 range, which we're getting ready to test again. Currently getting rejected by it. So, a little bit of hype surrounding us this morning early on, and at this point, not too much has followed. Starting to taper down a little bit here on this Thursday morning. I'm going to see if anything new has come out. The thing with Reddit, like, I like the upvotes. However, sometimes I just want to see the newest post. Damn, already? So I'll just pull this up real quick. We did talk about this briefly this morning when we talked about Adam Aram coming on Trey's Trades last night in the interview, saying that he would not dilute the stock by 500 million if it votes yes. If it votes yes, he would not dilute until 2022, and he was going to file the paperwork for that. And I guess he did file the paperwork for that. So. I don't know. Some people are saying it's filed. Here's some of the interview here. Trey looking like a madman. Adam Aaron looking like, damn, how do I turn this thing on? But both big gorillas in the movement here, so gotta love both of them. Trey is. This was posted 5 hours ago. Trade is kind of the reason why I got started doing this. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and just didn't know what direction I was headed. And so you know what? This is gonna help push me to get more into the market and up the game. So. I would like to see this article here. AMC is headed up again, but it's likely just the beginning. There's a short squeeze on the horizon with Redditors getting active. Ooh, from CNAfinance.com. Let's see if I can pull that article up. What was it? CNA News. Okay, that definitely was not it. CNA Finance. No wonder why. Okay. Well, we're gonna read this. However, there's only like 3 articles, so don't know what's going on here. So they want you to take a survey before you read it. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna say I don't want to do a survey to read your article. All right, this is written by Joshua Rodriguez on April 15th, 2021. At least when it was released, which is today. AMC Entertainment Holdings, AMC, has been a hot topic of discussion in the investing community for several months at this point after members of the Wall Street Bets Reddit put the stock on the map with a big short squeeze. Now the stock is ticking up yet again. This time, investors are looking toward a COVID-19 recovery and a statement made by the CEO of the company that shows there's more financial strength here than most likely think. Here's what's going on. AMC to benefit from COVID-19 recovery. We already kind of know that. The company promised to have 98% of its locations open to the public by March 19th, 2020. That has happened, and consumers are making their way back to theaters across the country. AMC doesn't need to fundraise. Recently, there's been quite a bit of discussion about the financial stability at AMC. The company has dealt with closing its locations across the United States and slow reopenings. A huge question among investors for some time has been whether or not the company could survive the pandemic financially. Now it seems as though that may not be a question at all. Recently, AMC asked investors to vote in favor of giving it the ability to issue 500 million new shares. The fear was that the company would quickly unload these shares into the market to build its balance sheet back to health. That's not going to happen, at least not anytime soon. In a recent video, one that's being shared all over the Wall Street Bets platform, the CEO of AMC, Adam Aaron, Papa 8, said that if shareholders approve the issuance, so remember all those hit pieces they came out with and then they had to retract them and edit them, and it drove the price down. That's kind of how we got underneath. That's pretty much where we're at, and we'll go back and take a look at that. If the shareholders approve the issuance of these new shares, the company will not sell a single share in calendar 2021. Now, I don't know if this is fiscal or just regular calendar. Saying that even if it has the option to sell shares, it's not going in this calendar year, suggests AMC. Okay. Is another short squeeze coming? There's a good chance that another short squeeze is on the horizon. Ultimately, the Wall Street Bets Redditors are all over the stock again, and we've seen it in the past, what they're capable of doing when they band together. All right, there we go. At the same time, the short volume on the stock floats around 20%, which is overwhelmingly high. Should retail investors pull together yet again, they could easily squeeze the hedge funds and other shorts out of their positions, sending the stock screaming for the top. And I'd be surprised if that didn't happen relatively soon. The bottom line here is simple. AMC has reopened the vast majority of its theaters and is making a strong recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. At the same time, the company has promised not to sell a single share, meaning that it is confident in the financial stability it has achieved, all while it trades with heavy short interest. I added a couple more in there. So there's both a long-term opportunity in the fact that the company is likely to recover quickly, and a short-term opportunity that, in fact, the stock is setting up for yet another big short squeeze. So if you're not paying attention to AMC stock yet, you're missing out. Yeah, of course. We know that. Just going to keep rolling back here. I really want to see some Ortex data, and hopefully someone is kind enough to post this up here. I paid for Ortex to teach you ape something short data now versus before January squeeze. Share as much as possible. All right, so all the following data is from Ortex and TradingView. You need to read the bottom 1/3 of it no matter what to learn how to sell in a short squeeze. Oh man, that's a lot of reading. I just read a lot too. So I'm trying to find just like the most important information to pick out of it. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna get right into it. First, I want to check the position over here. All right, so kind of sold back down 975. All right, so 9 3/4 range. You already know 976 there. Yeah, kind of is what it is. Right, like we said, I think if we start to really push down today, that this is the box here now. I mean, you never know. There's still very strong support down there at that 906, but I think that this is going to be a very strong support as well here. So we got up, we tested it. Now we're still pulling back. It's not truthfully done pulling back. So check this out. If you really want to see what's going on here, 934 is where we closed yesterday. Take the close. We got a high of 923. Let's set the Fibonacci there. Let's just take a look at the Fibonacci here. So there's our 50%. We pulled back slightly below it here. However, you got to look at multiple time frames. You cannot just look at the 1 minute time frame and say, oh man, what's happening. You need to really look at this thing on a 5 minute time frame to get a better feel for it. So we're going to do that. But however, we're still looking, fairly bullish. It's a good move here. I mean, a very good move from where we closed at yesterday up to the high this morning here very quickly. I mean, if you take out all the after hours trading and you just look at the time frame there, it's like half an hour or an hour. However, anyhow, so we had a nice pullback, right? It's fine. It's all good news. Now, you could take it from here, but you're going to have just a screwed up number. I'm taking it from close of yesterday at 934 up to the high of 1023 and seeing the pullback. So we're still, trading on that range. Again, now if we take this to a That's not what I want to do. You know what? I could do that. We could take a look there. You see we're kind of holding steady here. We did break below, but we're kind of holding steady. On the 5-day, 5-minute chart here. So I guess it's going to do the same thing if we're looking at 5-minute on a 1-day or not. You can see we're kind of getting that bounce right there. So we're kind of trading there. But regardless, not too worried about us pulling back a little bit. We're still up quite a bit. We're still up almost 5% right now as from close of yesterday. So I'm not mad at it at all. What I am mad at is Harley Davidson down 70 cents. I mean, let me just take a look here really quickly. So what's going on here? Why they... See, buy rating and a price target of $55 a share. So why are they trading down? I mean, they jumped up and just getting smashed right now. They should be trending up higher still. It's probably just no volume. Anyhow, that is what it is. We're not talking about Harley today. Not unless they do something crazy. So that way I can close a position and we can start buying more AMC, especially down here. Where's the article at? Actually, pulling up Fintel. Rox, what are you doing over there? Looking like everything's still the same. Updated 17 minutes ago. 8,000 short shares available. I'll just pull it over so you guys can see. If you can see that. I'll just make it big. There we go. 8,000, 9.65. So nothing too much going on over there. It's not really what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at this DD. What you doing down there? My dog's underneath my other desk over there. I don't know what she's looking for. Alright. Back to the DD here. Yeah. Slowly starting to trade down. Currently at 971. So we'll see what happens there. I do want to read this DD post while we're here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to try to get into the majority of it and just see what this guy's getting at here. All right, leading into the January squeeze, the stock RSI had a 0 versus 0 blue versus orange line value on 1/5. The blue line indicates selling or buying pressure. Above the orange is buying. Below is selling. Anything above 80 is considered overbought. Anything below 20 is oversold. Side note, just because that is stated doesn't mean an imminent price drop. It can also be a sign of a squeeze. Come back to right here later to compare. When I say to do so, here is a pencil. Whatever. My much hurt. You're damn right, man. A lot of reading. The next day on the 6th, it had a blue line value of 3.12 versus a red line of 1.4, showing a breakout in the buying pressure of the stock. So the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. The 7th was more significant. Blue line 10.58, red line 4.54. Now you see this widen, the faster a price is likely to rise. Still skeptical. January 8th, 28.77 on the blue, 14.16 on the red. He's really been breaking it down pretty dumb here. Like I say dumb, like simple. I think the blue line he's referring to is the MACD and the red line is the signal line, or vice versa, because I'm pretty dumb. Then you see on the 11th, 54.69, 31.35, 80 and 54. All right, now when we talk about the MACD, that is momentum. It has three indicators: a green or red bar indicating the MACD is above or below the signal line, in yellow. All right, so let's just pull up our MACD here, if you guys can see here. So, and depending on what color she has it set at, like I always change my colors around just so it's more visually appealing to myself. But I'm thinking you're referring to here that you have the green bars and the red bars here. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. And when he's saying blue and red, he must be talking about his signal line. Whereas I have mine blue and gold. So as you can see, the greater the cross here, I just don't know where he's getting the numbers from. Anyhow. All right, back to the reading. All right, yeah, we're tapering down. 969. Got a little bit of a bounce here. We'll see if we start to push down to that lower box. Remember, we've got our box set. We think it's going to be a strong level of support. However, we will see. Now back when I talk history indicators, a green or red bar indicating the MACD is above or below the signal line, yellow line. A value higher mostly has a green bar and a lower red bar. It is a little harder to work with and see a pattern, but will heavily show momentum of the stock. If the blue value line in the graph is above the orange, you have positive momentum to continue climbing. Most of the time these values are coming up. Again, so I have a purple line here, but you can see here, this is more buyers, more sellers, right? And then you can see when you get the crossover here, right as we cross over, you see that we stepped in a lot more buying pressure, and then you see what happens with the stock here, right? So you can watch the chart here. It happens a little bit delayed because it's coming in after the fact. But you can see as soon as we cross over, you see what we're doing here. More buyers stepping in, pressuring, and even on these pullbacks, there's still more buying pressure happening here. Slightly. And you see there, we're at the peak, so. And you can see on the sales where we're at. Right now we're reaching the bottom of the RSI here. Oh man, I got you guys over here. You can't even see this shit. I'm sorry. Here, we're about to fix this. Yeah, we're gonna fix this the other way. All right. Now we're getting there. Man, I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking, and I just looked over the OBS to see. You guys can't see anything I'm talking about over here on the MACD. All right, so you got green bars, red bars, green bars, more buying pressure, red bars, more selling pressure. If you can see down there, and then so you look here when we start making this climb up here. You look down at the MACD, and you can see the selling pressure starts stepping out, and buying pressure starts stepping in. You see we start to reverse over that signal line there. So I'm going to call it, I don't know. And you see this blue line that's trailing underneath here, it crosses over the gold line. So once we cross over that, I'm going to say the gold is signal and the blue is MACD. I could be wrong. Could be the other way around. However, I just know what to look for. I know that when you see that cross, that's when you can start to see more buying pressure stepping in. And you can see with the volume back here too, that's at 1.1 million in volume. So that's what he's referring to when he's talking about all this stuff here. You can see, and then as we start to taper down, you can see the seller stepping back in here, and you can see we cross under down here, we cross back underneath, and we're still underneath, but we're looking like right now, if we were to look right now, you see we're starting to taper down a little bit, buying pressure starting to step in now, and you can see we're touching right now. So I'm look for a reversal here, and yep, you can see we're starting to get green. We're just gonna watch the this for a few moments here before we get back to the news, to the article, to the DD. And we're just gonna talk about what's going on here. You see we're crossing over. You see more buying pressure starting to step in here for this 1 minute, and that's pretty much what he's referring to, is the gap. But the bigger the gap gets, the higher the price gets, right? So where do we bottom out down here? Yeah, what do you know? So just under that 9 3/4 range here, and really we didn't even hit that. Well, actually, it's 969. I don't know what I was looking for down here. It's 965. So you can see we kind of touched down here twice in the day. So we'll see. Looks like that's a decent level of support for us down here. See if we make another run at it. We didn't hold up very well in here for whatever reason. So we crossed over. It just got a little tighter there, so more sellers stepping back in. Now more buyers stepping in. It's gonna constantly change here. All right, back to the post here. I hope this guy kind of gets to a conclusion here. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. We already got there. This is a huge breakout leading to the squeeze. It just took time, January 27th, to come to fruition. Now, 12 days prior to the squeeze, I'm not including it because this is about the lead up. So from January 14th to January 26th, we have some significant changes. Okay. January 14th, all via Ortex shares estimated sold short 40.4 million, short share percentage of available shares 9.68%. S to RSI, B 85 to red 84, MACD green bar 0.03, blue line, blah blah blah. Those increased to in the same order 58 million. So from 40 to 58, that was on the 14th. This is all the 14th right here. So from 40 million short share percentage to 58 percentage. I'm sorry, 58 million. That's 13%. Whereas here, I guess it was 9%. RSI 100 to red 97. MACD blah blah blah. Now to current times. It's really better to just see this like in a chart for me. Just like see the numbers doesn't mean that much. I mean, I understand what he's talking about here. So April 1st, short shares estimate 72.96 million short share of available shares, 17%, right? So 17%, whereas back here, January 26th, we were at 13%, at 58 million. Now, as of April 1st, we're at 72 million and 17%. RSI 12 to 16, red bar, so downward pressure, blah, blah. So blue line below value of orange on MACD is a strong downward pressure, and negative 0.5 is a very strong downward bar. April 13th, in the same order, 88.61 million, 21.22% short of the available shares, which we saw that if we were to look at Fintel real quick. We'll pull up where you can find some of this information just so you can watch it yourself over here. And this isn't exact because they're going to tell you, you can see here, here's this DD. This is from like 5 or 6 hours ago. 22, now we're up. Now we're up 32.5. Huge difference here. When he's talking about now we're up, right? I'm just going to reload this, see if anything has changed. Nothing so far. Nothing so far. But 32.5 there. So I'm assuming that's where he was talking about 22. Gosh, where was I at? All right, down to April 13th. 21.22 or so. Okay, as you can see, these are similarly. He should say similar. As you can see, these are similar increases by percentages. He was right. If you compare the two 12-day stretches, and we could be leading to a squeeze shortly, but what is lacking is strong indicators in S to RSI and MACD. Although both have showed improvement between April 1st and April 13th, they are not as bullish as the squeeze. But now the big one as of April 14th, that's right, 1 day later, MACD negative 3.1, negative 0.13, okay, whatever. So negative 0.31 on the red, negative 0.13 on the blue. The MACD red gained 0.06, MACD blue down 0.02, but gained on, okay, that dropped more significantly. The 0.37 difference cuts within, not overly exciting, but I know, but look at the S to RSI. Go back to SRSI, the reference point to compare to most full 9-point switch for the day, with blue now raising violently above red. This could indicate a breakout, a very strong upper momentum. MACD could catch up to, especially given the amount the stock is shorted. We are at a point now they will have extreme difficulty shorting the stock to keep the price under wraps. I can't guarantee a squeeze or the price or when, but I can say this: leading up to the January 12th, up to January 12th, there were about 20 days in a row of red pressure MACD in a row, even with the climbing S to RSI. We just had a violent breakout with 15 days in a row of MACD red bars. Go back to the second reference. All right, so it's now shorted by 30.2 million, 30.32 million more shares than the day before the squeeze. That is 7.6% more of the total float. Basically, he's saying that this is way more, like it's shorted that much more, 30 million more than it was before the last squeeze. The difference is that they know, right? I think that they were taken by surprise the last time. That's too much reading. I'm done with that shit. I think that the difference is that they, the hedge funds kind of know what to look for, and they're really doing some sneaky tactics to kind of hold this thing back so it doesn't push really, really quickly. And I think the other thing is like there was a shit ton of hype around GameStop and Reddit and Wall Street Bets. Like it was huge. Like I don't get on Wall Street Bets. I just after that like it jumped up millions and millions of members, and it's just a bunch of like, yeah, it's not for me. I do get on the AMC stock Reddit here, but I don't get on the. It's only 125,000 members, but if we were to go to Wall Street Bets, I mean it was like 8 million or something. I think it just lost some of its, I don't know, validity. Because now it's just like so many people in there, you never know who it is. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of, it's blown its cover now at this point. So, I don't really mess around with it. But I think that where I was getting at was like, for one, the headies know, and now they're trying different tactics to kind of suppress the information and suppress the position the best they can, and then try to do as much as they can before they have to cover it. And then the second thing is I think that some of the hype is just not there that we had. When you had all that hype and you saw GameStop just blow up, and then it was like, oh, AMC's gonna do it too, and it's at this relatively cheap price point. Let's get on. Whereas GameStop, oh man, it's already at $300-400. I can't get in, but AMC's gonna do the same thing. Oh, I can get in there. It's like $10. I'm gonna do that, and that's what people did. So I think that's kind of where we're at. I think we need big push in volume here. We need just something crazy to happen. And I think the GameStop really kind of blowing up helped push this one up a little bit. So even though the numbers are right here, we just don't have that one big catalyst to push this thing. So just kind of trading a little flat right now. Volume's pretty low, around 100,000. We are actually up a couple bucks on our options call here, up to like our options contract, up to about $40. So only down about 125 bucks on the thing. So it is what it is. Let's see if it even shows here. It doesn't even show the price I bought it at, so pretty sure I bought it at 165 back when we were in the $14 range. So up 44 cents, not bad. Still up 4.5% here. That's good. I mean, we're up 5% there, 5% the day before. I mean, the last few days have been good to us, so I can't complain. Let me just look at this run here. From close there, you got, I want to say it's 5, and then another 5, and then today we're already up almost 5. Let's see. I don't know where the close was there. We're just gonna take it from there to there. That's 3, so it could be even better. And then from here, we already know yesterday was 5. So today we're currently up 5 from close. So not bad. Remember, what were we looking at yesterday? I'm trying to figure out the time frame we were looking at here. I don't know if it was the 180. Could be the 180 on this 30-minute. It looks a lot different. 20-day maybe? 10-day? I think we had a 5. I think it just has changed. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. All right. So we kind of saw a cup and handle here yesterday when I was looking at this thing. Looks a little bit different now. Not so much. We saw the cup, little handle, and then now you see what happens after, right? So it pulled back, but that's just something we were looking at. Oh, what do we got going on? Man, it's only been 30 minutes into the market. It just feels so slow right now. Slowed down very, very quickly. We're just kind of watching it trade sideways here. We, according to the MACD down here, we crossed over, got some buying pressure stepping in. Now sellers starting to step back in. So see what happens there. We're just trading kind of flat along the RSI in the middle. That's good range here. Nothing real crazy happening. So with that being said, oh man, I'll be back. I will be back. I'm gonna go get some more coffee, and I gotta make a quick phone call, and I'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
Sorry about that. My real job, calling. As you guys know, or if you don't, if you're new to the stream, I work in the golf industry. The company I work for, we provide temporary structures and equipment for large events and mostly golf. So pretty much all I do is golf tournaments. We build golf tournaments for PGA Tour. PGA Tour is our largest contract, or at least they were. We'll see. We're going through some restructuring within the company now. And what do we see here? Nice little W here. A little bit of a pullback. See if we can remain above this $9.90. So my next project is the Travelers Championship up in Connecticut. That's around June 18th. I actually get started on that second week in May, and I'll be there for about 2 months, 2.5 months. So the live streaming will be very difficult while I'm there working because it's pretty much a 7 to 7 job, 7 days a week. So it requires a lot. And then when I'm off work for a couple months at a time. So in between projects. So it's pretty nice. I like the balance. All right, so we broke above this level of resistance here. You see that when we broke below it, we kind of got a little bounce there, but we pushed down pretty easily, and then we got rejected a couple times, and we tested it here. So again, we're testing to see if we can hold above this $9.90 range, which is very good for us. If we can close above $10 today, dude, I'd be so happy. Right now, currently up about 6% over close or from close of yesterday. Testing this level of support here. This is our new level of support now at 990 in that little range here. We'll see if we can hold up for a little bit. We did reach overbought according to the RSI. MACD looking pretty good. We are staying above the signal line here, or signal line staying above the MACD, whatever you want to call it. I just say blue line's above the gold line. I know what it means when I look at it. I don't know what to call them. I'm pretty sure that the blue line is the MACD, but who knows? All right, so could just be an EMA line. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of new. My name's Jeff. Sorry for that. All right, so we're just testing this level here. We are trading above the middle VWAP right now. We did get a push above it. We didn't even get rejected, and we're kind of finding some support on that middle VWAP as well. You see the middle VWAP here I have in purple. You can change the colors of that by going to studies. You can go to edit studies, and in here you have all your studies here. So if you're trying to find something here, you go to, the quickest way is go to studies up here. There's a little formula looking glass on there. You click on that. I'll just close it again. You click on studies, you go to edit studies, and in here you can search. You can just put like EMA. That actually won't pull up. You have to type in expo, and it'll pull up exponential or moving average exponential. So there's the EMA. You can type in VWAP. VWAP will actually come up. There's a VWAP. You can hit here, add selected, and then it'll pull it up over here. You can kind of rearrange these in order. So like down here, I've got the lower band. So I've got the RSI above the MACD. So I could switch this around and put the MACD above the RSI if I wanted to. However, I like the RSI than the MACD. So to change the color here, you just go to VWAP right there. You just click here at this little gear symbol, the setting symbol there, and then you can change the color here, right? So this is the VWAP. You got the upper band and the lower band. The upper band I have it pink, and the lower band I have it gold. So I just changed the colors. So something like when you have all these lines on the chart, it's to try to remember. Early on, it's kind of hard to remember what is what. Even with the EMA and the SMA, sometimes, even though the EMA is more of a flatter, broader picture. The exponential moving average here, and the SMA is it's a simple moving average. It kind of flows along with the price here. But I have it, it'll reflect up here on the top in blue, right? So you see SMA is in blue, the EMA is in green, and then I got VWAPs in purple here, and then it kind of shows there's a pink there for the upper, and then the lower where it says 967 there in gold. So you can kind of see the three colors of the VWAP here. So it's pretty nice that Thinkorswim, that's the platform I'm using from TD Ameritrade. That they actually, it's a very good platform. I like the fact that like Webull and stuff you can draw them, but I'm just not sold on Webull. I don't know. I'm just not sold on Webull. I don't really. It's not my thing. I've been on Thinkorswim. I've been with TD Ameritrade basically since I started in 2017. I opened my first brokerage account with TD Ameritrade. back when there was still fees, $6.95 per trade fee. So imagine that if you were trying to day trade something, you're paying $6.95 to buy it and $6.95 to sell it. So you've got to include that into your price, and it it wasn't very good. But I mostly did long-term dividend plays. Like I was just building up a portfolio then, along with savings accounts and other stuff. So that's how you change the colors there. We've already shown, like, many times how to change the Fibonacci colors, and I think I found something that I like here with the Fibonacci with blue and then the 50% in gold to see the retracement here. And in order to do that, you can just right click it, go to edit properties. You can see here all the colors. You can set color for all curves, and it'll set every one, and you can individually change them. And you go to save as default. That way it doesn't just do it for the one time. You could just do it for the one time, but then the next time you take it away and you put it, it's going to go back to the default. So save it default. Okay, boom, there you go. That's how you do the Fibonacci retracement. And if you don't know what Fibonacci retracement looks like, just go through. This is a mouse wheel click, middle mouse wheel click here. Pulls up your drawing tools. Fibonacci is the one that looks like just the percentage rate there, or percentage. So that's how you do that. Try to explain some of this newer stuff to you guys who maybe are new to Thinkorswim or don't know or haven't used it, just to kind of help out with, it's kind of tough. They have an education bar here that will kind of show you things. Oh, look, you get points and badges and stuff. Newbie. You get 500 points just for your first time visiting the education, which is this is the first time here. You're seeing it live. You just got 500 points. All right. So there's all kinds of training classes in here that you can go through. It's actually very, very helpful. There was actually an article that came out not too long ago where it was showing the difference between Robinhood and TD Ameritrade. And I think this was actually in the court. I don't know if you want to call it court case, but at the Supreme Court, whenever DFV Keith Gill was being interviewed by who's it, Maxine Waters, and in the Supreme Court, or whoever it was that he was, or Congress, the members of Congress, whatever you want to call it, that whole thing that was going on. And I think they were actually showing like different pictures between like Robinhood going after newbie traders and kids and not explaining anything and making things look different, whereas TD Ameritrade, they showed a comparison between what they show and how they teach you and what they say about options trading. Like getting into options trading here, you have to apply for it. In margins trading, you have to apply for it. You got to answer a little survey about your trading history, and it warns you multiple times that options trading is very risky, and it really helps you out. So very professional, TD Ameritrade, and their Thinkorswim platform, very professional in my opinion. You get a lot of stuff, but I do like Webull. I like the way the look, especially on the level 2s that they have. I like the way that they show a little chart on the top, but we've got the live active trader there, and then we've got level 2s over here as well. So I prefer to use the active trader section here. Big sell wall there at 132, 121, at 995. So we're not able to break through that. But you can kind of see it's more along the same lines here. You see 51 on I see 82 on the ask at 1035, all the way up. You see 82 at 1035 on the ask. So you're seeing the same information just in a different form, and you can see the actual exchanges that these are being traded on. So very nice that you can see all the exchanges. So even whenever you're selling, you can choose the exchange that you want to sell on. Let's say if I wanted to go here, right click, go to sell, bring this up, go to edit. This is like a quick sell. I have mine set. You can preset your stuff. So wherever you right click, right? So if I'm up here at the price point, you can see on the right hand side. So let's say I go to 1030, 1040. I right clicked, I hit sell. It automatically pulls up that price 1040 and sell. I have in the settings, I have it set to automatically go to 10, and then when I increase or decrease it, it goes in increments of 10. I think it starts you out at 100. Go to edit. Down here on the very bottom, I don't know if you can see that. You can click here. You see I have it set at 10. You can actually you got to decrease if you're trying to sell, right? You can sell your whole position. If you click there, there's percentage, 100% of the position. You can, you know, do it in increments of 10 as well, and that's percentage of your entire position in the stock, right? You have here the price, you have the limit. You can see right here it says order. You can change that, your market, your limit, your stop limit, your trail stop limit, mock and lock and drop it. Then you got day, good to close, extended hours, good to close plus extended hours, AM, PM. And then over here you have some instructions, and then you have your exchanges, right? So you're able to trade off a couple exchanges here, just Arca, NASDAQ, and then the best. So I just keep it at best, then it'll bring up that. So just a little quick lesson for you there. Damn, and it looks like we broke below this level of support here at this 990 range. Unfortunately, make a little bit of a pullback here. Was really hoping that we would kind of trade in this area for a while and stay strong above this 990 range, but it's all right. I think we might close above 10 today. I think we're gonna see. Yesterday we had a strong push at the end of the day here. You know, we did kind of fall down pretty low, so I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens if we, you know, get another dive down and then we hold up on this level of support and then we get pushed back and then we sell. You know, we close out the day underneath this 990 range. It's possible. Who knows what's gonna happen? From this view, it looks like a nice little George W that had formed there. Unfortunately, it didn't take off the way we wanted it to. It kind of pulled back. So we could see this thing loading up, but nice little W there. Not quite a triple top. That's what I like to look for, is 3 points on the same line and then a breakout, but not quite seeing that. However, just looking back, you see we kind of fell down, hit our support level down here at 908, and then we bounced off of it and then got a push right at the end of the day during power hour. So expecting to see some good movement in the afternoon on AMC as well today. So we're just going to see where this holds up, and I took the phone call, was not able to refill the coffee, so I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to leave you guys be for just a moment. I'm going to check real quick if there's any, oh, yeah, Johnny. We're getting close. Every day is closer. This is, it takes time. So if you would go back and take a look at the, so this is Johnny Munoz's question. Will AMC ever take off, right? It will. It's just going to take time. They're suppressing this thing so much. I mean, you guys can see it in the news. And I think we talked about this earlier. We were going to go back and look at the article that stated, and it was actually retracted down here. I don't even remember where it's at, on what day. I only go back to 325. There was an article, and it even said, like, oh, retracted or edited. I don't even know if that's in here. Anyhow, it could be back, but that was back when we had a huge sell-off. What I'm getting at is that the media is you know, in cahoots with the hedge funds. They're all buddy-buddy, right? We talked about this yesterday or the day before, is that where do you think they're getting these stories from? You know, when they write these articles on anything, you know, in the market, they have connections at hedge funds. That's where they're getting this information to help write this stuff. They're buddy-buddy with these people. They're not, if it's going to hurt them and put them out of business and really hurt them, they're not going to write, you know, stories saying, oh, AMC is about this, these guys are screwed. No, they're going to put out hit pieces on to drive the stock price down, and that's what they've done. So it's just what happens. You got to go back and look. And the DD we were going over this morning kind of talks about it, right? He's going back all the way from, I don't think I have the post up here anymore. I can see possibly. I'll just pull this up real quick. This is on the AMC stock, all lowercase, one word, subreddit written by Cigars and Beer 6 hours ago, and he's got a lot of information here. Kind of hard to understand at first glance, but I kind of get where he's getting at. He's basically just showing that, according to the MACD and the RSI, that we are in a better position now than we were in when we had the first squeeze, when we ran up to $25. And he's taking this information from January 7th here. You can see the date, January 7th, January 8th, January 11th, January 12th. He talks about January 14th in here. And the squeeze was on the 25th or 26th. So you can see here to 26th. So a lot of time. I mean, it takes time. Takes time. Go back and look at Keith Gill's videos. DFV. I think his YouTube channel is like Soaring Kitty. Go take a look at his stuff and look at the time frame here. So just going back here. Let's zoom in as close as we can. Look at the dates here. That's the 19th. I mean, all right. So we'll just even pull it from the 14th here. You know, we were trading flat. Nothing was going on. Sitting about $2.30. Nothing really happening within the stock all of January. You see a little bit of a pump, but then it pulled back and, you know, kind of traded flat for a couple of days. And then you start to see this surge happening. It pushes up, pulls back, trades flat for a day. And you're like, oh, okay, it's never going to happen. This went from 2 to 350 here. From 230 to 350. Not a lot, but in percentage wise, that's a pretty good amount, right? In these couple of days, just started to trade upwards. Then it pulled back here, and you're like, all right, maybe that's it. You know, that's all it did, right? It just had a little run and pulled back, kind of trades flat for a couple of days, and then it starts to run up again. Then it trades flat a little bit, and then bam, it just hits all in the after hours, and then right there in that day, it just pumps up massively. But it takes time. These are every one of these black graphs here are days. And before that, you know, it was kind of, you know, trading a little bit up and kind of had pullbacks and not really doing too much. So it's going to take time for this thing to take off. But this guy back there, that Cigars and Beer, on his AMC Reddit post, he kind of just shows the differences between the dates where we stood according to the MACD and the RSI, and where we actually currently stand now, and in short shares, you know, the volume shorted and stuff like that. He just gives a good breakdown on the differences there, and compared to where we're at now, and it looks like we're primed for an even bigger one. I mean, look at the short volume ratio for yesterday, 32% here. And I think that's just from yesterday here. Go ahead and up that. Oh, right here live on the stream. If you cannot see, updated 3 minutes ago, 0 short shares available. 0 short shares available, and then they don't even have a short borrow fee rate yet. Not available. I don't know if something's going on here with Fintel. That's big. If this holds up, this was 3 minutes ago. If this holds up for the next like 5 or 10 minutes, I think that we're going to see the position here start to move up a little bit. Sorry, I zoomed that in really big. I just wanted you guys to be able to see that there. 0% short shares available here according to Fintel. Let me just refresh that once more. See if it pops back up. It's still at 0. Still not available there. You can see yesterday's short volume ratio was at 32%. That could be their last ditch effort to try to short this thing down. And even today, if they shorted all those shares, there are no short shares available according to Fintel at this moment. Going back here to today, let's take a look. See if we start to get this reversal here. Again, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee real quick, and I'll be right back. right. Let's see. Uh, the XRAM says, when can we expect a takeoff? I have heard people jumping ship. Bro, only one person jumped ship that I know of, and I think he jumped ship at the wrong time. If you're going to jump ship, why jump ship for a loss? And that guy was Ralph Castaneda. If you guys follow him, he's a good trader. He's got a YouTube channel. Decent trader. However, he was looking to exit the position so that he could focus on other things because he said it was too flat for him. And you know what happened 2 days after he sells off? If I just go back to the 5-day, we already looked at this already once. He's selling off somewhere in here. I don't know. Yeah, we had a nice little dip, but then you see we start to rise. We close 5% 3 days above the close of the previous day, 3 days in a row here, and currently getting up. I mean, he sold at the bottom. You don't sell at the bottom, you buy at the bottom. So in my opinion, that guy's an idiot. All right, he was never really true to the cause. This is something that you guys have to decide for yourself when you can sell off. What report is out for people to decide to sell? So I don't know what you mean by what report is out for people to decide to sell. It's really where you want to sell, right? What you feel comfortable with. If you feel comfortable with taking a loss on your position, if you say, you know, maximum I'm going to lose is 50%, then I'm selling. Well, I'll just give you my personal story. My entire portfolio last year was down over 50%, over 50% on my entire portfolio, not just one position, every position equally, everything was down 50%. I mean, that was like all the money I had in the market, all down. At the time, it wasn't a lot of money. I think I only had like 5,000 in the market. The rest I had in savings accounts. But then to lose half of your money, and you don't lose until you sell it. I just held on. I just held strong. I waited until I got back in the green, and then I started closing positions. And right now, currently, the only one that I still hang on to is Harley Davidson. And, you know, we saw some green yesterday, and we didn't sell. We actually saw a nice little profit there, but we saw the price targets being set at $55. So I thought, hey, you know, 5%, no, let's go for 10%. And, you know, we're having a little bit of a pullback here. So not a very good one either, but we are currently in oversold territory. Right, we just hit that. So I don't know. You guys going to make up your own minds here. People jumping ship. I've only heard of that one person. Everybody else is holding strong. And then with the information that keeps coming out here, I mean, again, looking here, short shares availability is at 0 right now. They have 0 shares that they can short according to Fintel. There's probably some other ways they can short with dark pool and OTC and whatever, synthetic shares and all that nonsense. However, they are currently counting all the shares. They're doing a share count right now because there is a vote on May 4th. So starting on April 11th, last Sunday, AMC started to count all the shares, and there's only supposed to be 450 million shares outstanding. And according to other websites here, if we go up to FinViz, they've changed this data around a couple times. I don't know if you guys can see, they're saying that there's 467.83 million, which would be over 17 million shares outstanding that are not supposed to be here. So what are those 17 million shares doing? And then it was at 490 last week or the week before. It was at 490. So there was a ton of fake shares. Something's going to happen when that starts coming out, that those synthetic shares. So they are counting the shares. Hopefully that puts a stop momentarily to the fake shares, the synthetic shares. And then again, just looking at the Fintel right now, I wish I had Ortex. I'd pull up Ortex. 0 short shares available right now. They don't even have a short borrow fee rate right now. It was at 9%. They don't even have it now because there's no shares to borrow. So someone is going to have to start covering. That's what we're waiting for right now, is we're waiting for these hedges to have to start covering their positions. That's what we're waiting for. They're going to start covering soon. They can't short anymore. The more we drive this price up, they're going to have to start covering, because the higher the price goes, they got to start covering a lot quicker, because they're going to the more it climbs, the more money they're going to lose. We are just now at the start here, in my personal opinion. I think that we are just at the start here. That was our bottom down there at 830. We're going to start climbing this ladder again, making a way up. But along the way, there's going to be some pullbacks. depending on where you sit, if you're negative right now, me personally, I would not sell. I haven't sold. I did go negative a little bit when we hit down here. I didn't sell, but look at the climb we got right after that. Look at the climb we've had over the past few days here, from a low of 831 to the high of today here. That's 22% in two and a quarter day here. You know, not even through a quarter of the day today currently. You know, if we're taking it down there, we're up 17%. So being up 17% over, you know, 2 days and a quarter, I definitely, this is not the time to sell, in my opinion. You seeing this climb up, why would you, if you're down, why would you sell now? If you're deciding that you're going to sell, I mean, that's really up an opinion that you have to make for yourself. What up, Hayden J? Been holding and buying more today, for sure, brother. I bought some all through this dip down here. All through this, I bought more. I don't set too long. You know, it's not a very, very large position. It is for me and the account that I hold. Only trading with about $10,000 here. Only 350 long. But, you know, we're not doing too bad. We're up $350 right now. We were down negative, and if I would have, you know, set a stop loss or said, oh, man, after 5%, I'm selling. If I didn't sell at being up $1,700 at over 65% profit, I'm not going to sell when I'm down 5%. So we're starting to make that climb back up now. Me personally, if you guys are down right now, if you're at $11, $12, $13 as your average share price, I would average down. I would average down through here. Anytime I hit these lows, I would average down. You got to look at the charts on the long term, on the 180. You got to see we're having a little bit of a pullback, but we're consolidating in this range here. We had some very, very strong support down here at this $9 range. We did break below it a couple times, but not for very long. If you're looking, this is a 4-hour time frame. You see we broke below. We did have some support down there at that 813, but we got back up. I think that was our bottom down there. You just got to look at the charts and where we consolidated at before to see the strong points here. But I think we're now starting to make this trend back upwards. So if you're really worried and you want to, you know, try to mitigate some losses here, I mean, hell, you didn't sell when it was going down here and you were down, you know, 10, 15, 20%. Now that you're getting back up closer, I don't know. I mean, I just say ride it out, but that's just me. You got to do whatever you feel is right for your portfolio. For me, I'm holding this thing. Hayden J, the plan is to buy and hold, let them get off their short positions. It costs us nothing. Exactly, right? You only lose when you sell. That's my motto. A lot of day traders will tell you, like, no, you need to set stop losses. I never set a stop loss. I'm a bag holder, major league bag holder. All my positions over here are almost in the red today. They have been for a couple days. I'll just hang on to them. It's nothing to me. I mean, hell, take Sensonics or take Rocket, for instance. I mean, take UPC, for instance. I want to find one that really shows this on a 180, right? You get a nice big pop and it pulls back down. Another little pop, and I don't know, maybe at some point there'll be another pop, right? I don't need it to pop much, just a little bit more. Take a little bit of profit. And right now, we are, according to the RSI, we are in oversold territory. So looking to see UPC have a nice little rebound, especially if they get some good news here. You know, according to the MACD, we're starting to taper off on the selling here, starting to cross over the signal line. So technicals are looking okay, but I'm just gonna hang on. You know, I don't have a lot here. I'm not too worried about that. I'll hold the bag. Like, it's nothing to me. I've done it many, many times. The only time that it's really scary is if you don't know if the company is going to go bankrupt. And for one, with AMC, they're not going to go bankrupt. They've already announced they have enough cash flow to make it to the rest of the year. Two, and this is a point that Hayden J is saying now. Hayden J, with the new info from the CEO, there should be no fear of dilution. This is a buy all day. I'm still voting no on the issue of 500 million shares. They can revisit after the squeeze. I've already voted no. I did that maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. We kind of went briefly on the live stream to show where that is. I think I voted no on that, and then I just abstained from voting on the rest of them because I didn't know enough about the company and the things. I know how the dilution will affect me personally, so I voted no for that. You guys got to make up your own decision on what you want to vote for. I voted no personally for it. in the short term, it will help to drive the price back up. And then everything else, I abstain from voting on. There's like a little box you can hit, like, yay or nay or abstain. I voted abstain for a lot of those things. Just like I don't know enough about their. Could be my brother. I'll call him back. I don't know enough about their accounting firm they're working with, and some of the other questions, like the people that they want to put on the boards. Like, I don't know these people personally, so I'm not gonna vote on that kind of stuff. So I abstained from some of that voting, but we did vote on that. Man, yeah, Hayden, you've been holding stock for years. Oh, you've held stock for years, bro. Same thing. We go over it quite a bit earlier on when I first started the channel, which has only been about a month now, and we talked about all the positions I had been back holding on. But when I started, the good thing was like the positions I was holding, they were not in fear of going bankrupt, at least to my knowledge, and they were strong companies with positive outlook that had been strong companies for hundreds of years. Like Harley Davidson, been around since like what 1913, 1918. I don't even know if I have something in my office down here that has the date of Harley. Somewhere I have something, right, that has it. I think it's like 19, whatever it is, early 1900s. So over 100 years, Harley Davidson has been a company. Ford, the same thing. These companies have been around for a very long time, are very strong and solid companies. And I don't think they're going to go anywhere. Plus, they had a dividend. My brother's texting me now. Sorry, I got interrupted there. Yep, I caught that, Hayden. Yeah, same thing. I've been holding on to other stocks for years as well. Maybe not years, but a lot of them were down. There was one in particular we'll jump to really quickly while AMC is just kind of consolidating down here. Looks like it found a new home down here at this 970 range, but this 9 3/4, we kind of thought that may be the case. MMLP, Martin Midstream Partnership, right? So it's a limited partnership here. They are a gas pipeline company. They transport gas pipeline or gas through pipelines and tankers and all kinds of stuff, right? Let me pull it up on 3-year. I got into this a long time ago, back when it was in this range here. Thought, oh, $16, right? Good price down here to buy at $11, $12. So I bought here at $11, $12 somewhere. I held on to it. Had a decent dividend. Going back to analyze the position now. Dividend down here currently, maybe it went up. I don't know. It says a yield of 9.44. That's probably because the price is so low. But you can see $2.94, $2, when it had just started to go down, right? It was a decent dividend. $2 on a $12 position is very, very good. Luis Cruz, what are your option plays? I'll go over this in just a second, Luis. So I held on to this for a long time. It was at $12. You see currently at $2. I thought, man, it got down to 91 cents. What is this last year in 2020? 91 cents. I just exited this position in the 1st of February. I thought, man, I'm never going to get my money back here. I had, a decent size. I think I had like 5 positions, and all of them were pretty equal in price, like $1,500 per, somewhere around that range of $1,000 to $2,000 per position. And they were all, dividend plays, just kind of holding them. But it kept going down and down and down and down. I mean, I was down like 90% in this one position alone. I just kind of held on. I kept averaging down my price every so often. I throw $100, $200 in there. When the stock gets down to 90, a dollar, it's easy to throw $100. You get another 100 shares. I think I ended up selling the position at like 1,400 shares at the end of it. I waited. It got a nice pop here. You can see this pop we got here up to 379. I sold my position and got out. I averaged down, and then when it got a pop, I got out. And I've done that with many other things. I've done it with no brands. I've done it with Callaway. Although Callaway's looking pretty good. That's ELY. They own, I think, 10% of Top Golf, if you guys are interested in that. You can see now looking pretty good here in the 30s. I sold, I don't even remember when. It was maybe before this. It was back here. They had a sell-off. I waited. It kind of went up. I sold out. So I've done it with no brands. NEWLL, I think. NWL. You can see now they're looking pretty good here. This is on the 3-year here. So I had bought and I waited and then, sold out. So eventually, most stocks, if they're strong companies, they'll have a bounce back. It was nice. I had Carl Eisted, I think this is his name, Carl Eisted. Was CEO there for a little bit, famous investor. Um, yeah, man, I'll hold on to them. I've got this, and I've got another brokerage account that I'm holding some SNDL, but that was like a stupid little gamble play there. It wasn't anything technical about it. And some of these other ones that I may be holding on to are more so not on the company. They're more of day trades that I'm either bag holding or whatnot, but they're decent companies that when I do look at a day trade, I kind of look at the potential for a swing trade. If it doesn't get to where I want it to be, I'll kind of look at like this for Fubo, for instance. Here, we day traded this. We got a nice little 5%, and then we saw kind of our levels on where we think this thing can get up to, especially with the announcement of where, and they're currently in oversold right now, according to the 1 hour. But we think there's potential here, right? We always set a case for our bare minimum and then our bull maximum, right? So bare minimum case would be at 23.74. Our bull maximum case would be here at 32 or somewhere in this range, right? Even if it doesn't get there, 30. And I'll look at the percentages of that. So currently at 1991, we only held a couple positions, 25 long at 23.12. So not a lot, but we don't need a lot to make our profit here. And we did break below the sell box here. Don't know where we're going to find the support here. This is only on the 180. So could be down there a little bit, 1977 looks like it could be a nice little support level for us. So yeah, man, I'm all about I'll hang on to it for a while, like and with AMC, I think that it's not very long. You have to hang on to this thing. I think there's so much back in it. So going over to my option play, I only have one right now. The option plays that I did have, I mean, the only losses I've ever taken trading were on 2 options plays, and that was both like last month. The first 2 options, I placed 2 call options for like they were closing on that Friday. I think I got one like on the Monday, and I got one on the Wednesday. So Theta Decay was eating away at them. I didn't really know about that kind of stuff, and the price was looking good. Actually, one close, I mean, it was. I think maybe I bought it on a Monday. On Wednesday, I was in the green, like up $50, and I should have sold it. It was 2 options. It was like an $18 play or something, or a it was $14 call option for AMC, and we broke above like 14.50, and it was like on Wednesday, so we still had some time. Theta Decay hadn't really eaten away as much, and then by Friday it went down to like I think I sold it for like $1 on Friday, like 10 minutes before close. Then the other one was the next week. I had to, all right, let's try this again. 2 more option calls, $16. Both times it was like, $180 for each of those 2 calls, like 90 each. So end up losing about $350, $360 on those 2 weeks. And then I have a third options right now. The one I currently hold is a $40 strike price ending on June 18th. Is a long shot play, majorly down in it right now. So as of right now, the 3 options plays that I have played out have not looked so hot. But you live and you learn, and with options it's more risky. Like, it's not you only lose if you sell. Like, no, at the end of it, if you're down, you'll lose. So currently the only options play I have, I don't know, this doesn't even really show anything, is a $40 strike price. See if I can pull up the options chain here. Okay, whatever, I don't know what that is. I think these are just today's, or these are tomorrow's. I wonder if it's going to show all of them. I usually don't look at the options calls here. Here you guys can see right here. Okay, so it's really, really hard to see down there. As you guys can see down there, it's 1 options call. I have 64 days remaining. It's I had bought it for $1.65, and it's currently worth like $39. So I'm down, not as bad as I thought, I guess. I don't know. It says I'm only down $126 on this if I'm reading that right. Anyhow, it's June 18th, $40 options call. It was a long shot. With options, I knew it was a gamble, so I just kind of threw it out there. Here we go. Here's the June options call starting to pull up now. I don't. They're still rolling in here. Here's the June 18th. Where's the strikes? This is the ones that are up for sale right now, I think. But there's a lot of stuff you have to look at when you're looking at options. The IV, the theta, the delta. You know, like there's a lot of stuff you got to look at when you're looking at options. And for me, I knew it was a gamble, so I'm like, you know what? Here, I got a couple $100. Let me just throw an options out there. This is around time we were at $14 on AMC, and if we get a pop, right? So if we get this little squeeze, this thing jumps up to $20. Chances are I'll be in the green relatively soon. So the longer term, I think, in my opinion, in my personal experience, the better. I guess unless you're going to do like a covered call or something, I don't know, like too close to theta decay. I've had 2 bad experiences with options calls that were within the same week when I got them that ended. So I just kind of done with that. I'm going to get off there. I'll learn what that's all about. I usually just go to the TD Ameritrade app platform, and then that's kind of where I view the options chains. AMC is a win. Recovery stock with a chance of a squeeze. All right, so Hayden, good point here. I feel like sometimes maybe I forget to talk about something. Like I don't want to say the same thing on stream every single day, but chances are I have new viewers, or I'm still a relatively small channel, so I could talk about the same things every single day, and I don't think anybody would really notice because yeah, a couple views, but I kind of go over the same things because I think that they're valid. I think that they're very, very valid. What I want to do is pull up the 3-year, right? So we always make a bare minimum and a bull maximum. That's what I call it, bare minimum, bull maximum case for our trades. Looking on the 3-year, and a lot of things that you have to look out for. We'll look at 2 other positions I don't have, but I think are very, very, very good plays for what you're talking about. You're saying this is a recovery stock with a chance of a squeeze, and that's exactly the way that I see it as well. If it squeezes, great, but I think more than likely this is a good long-term hold for a recovery play. And people who are looking to sell now at a loss, I think, it's probably the wrong move, man. Just hold on for a little bit longer. If it doesn't squeeze, at least you're going to get a recovery out of it. So looking here, I always kind of try to take the 2020 year out of it for the most part because we all know what happened in that year. I kind of look at what traded before the 2020 or right into that range going in. So I don't know going into AMC, although you also got to kind of take some of the things out of 2020 and add them to 2021 and say, well, there's a very, very large renewed interest in going to the movie theaters and going to AMC, and a renewed interest into the position. And so I think whatever this downtrend was here over the last 2 years there from 18 to 19, I don't quite think that this is the range that it should necessarily be trading at. I think there's renewed interest, and I think that the company is going to keep growing. Damn, currently holding 3,900 shares. All right, man, that's nice. I'm only at 350. I'd like to be up there. I really, really wish I could have put more money into it back when it was on at the 850 and try to average my price down a little bit more. Unfortunately, I got some other positions that I don't want to close for a loss. I hate taking a loss. So, talking about the long stock value here, the recovery play is that we had a bounce here a little bit. So, if you're going to go off this, right, I think that at the bare minimum case, we're trading somewhere in this $12 range, $10 to $12 here for AMC. I think it's going to be a little bit higher. I think the numbers are going to be even better than what they were back here. I mean, yeah, you could say with HBO Max and Netflix and Hulu and whatever else coming out, the streaming services, that it was kind of driving the price down. But I think there's a big, big renewed interest. I think you see a huge pop in. I mean, just try to go to the movies. Tell me if you can get tickets for some of these movies that are on opening weekend. I tried. I couldn't find any good seats there. Like, they are limited, but here in Florida, they're you're only skipping a couple, like one seat in between, so it's not like it's kind of it's just pretty full in there, but they're most of the times are sold out. So opening weekend is big stuff. Yeah, I kind of agree there, and that's where I have the price point. Hayden J brings up a good point. $20 stock conservatively. This is just on the 3-year, and again, it's really hard. I say take 2020 out of it. I think there's such a renewed interest in the stock, and I think with the ownership now being fully American, with Wanda being out of the picture here, as far as like the ownership that they held. I don't know if that actually really affects anything, but I'm sure that that does with how many positions that they held. They had a say in the company. Whatever the case, I think there's renewed interest, especially after the rough year that we've had. That this stock is gonna have massive profitability coming out. Their financials are gonna look very good, looking towards second and third quarter finances. When Q2 and Q3 start coming out, I think, man, we're gonna see a big pop on this thing just for the recovery play here. Yeah, potentially this $20. That's where we were trading at before here. We can go back to a 20-year and look at the 20-year here. Pretty decent. Looks like they only started trading in 2013 on the market. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think, this is where our support level was at for a while, and then again it was a resistance level. I think we'll get back up to that resistance level very soon, and we'll start testing it again. I mean, yeah, we're a couple year slump, but when you're looking at these charts on the long term, think of this as like a day chart, right? When you look at this as a day chart, you don't think, oh man, it can never get back up there. You're just in a down part. It's still very young in its life here on the market. So I think you're right. I think $20 for the recovery play here, and that's kind of why I'm playing it too. Exactly. Anything's better regarding financials than what we had in 2020. Totally agree 100%. And in that term, or in that regards, when we talk about potential for a squeeze and then stocks that are recovery play, I mostly talk about AMC here because that's a huge deal for me. I really believe that the thing is going to squeeze all the numbers, and we'll pull up Fintel in just a moment. All the numbers are showing that we are going to have a squeeze here, just like what we had right here back in January. But other plays that I think are very good plays, CNK, Cinemark Holdings, I think it's a very good play here. We've made our bullish and bearish case here. When I say that, I'm still thinking in terms of being a bull. We have our bear minimum and our bull maximum. And I think at bear minimum, you look here before the 2020 year, right here, I think at the bottom where we traded at here at 31.12, I think at that range, the $31 range is the bear minimum and our bull maximum. I didn't even take it to the height here at 43. I just took it somewhere in the middle where we were trading at, and I'm taking it from there at 38. So if you look at where we currently sit, I actually had from down here when I started looking at this. This is on a week chart, so this is like a month ago I marked this out. And for a month ago, it was a lot more. Now you can see we kind of pulled up, and we're having just a little bit of a pullback here. But if you take it from where we currently stand, if I get the mark there, I think our bear minimum case there is 44%, and our bull maximum case potentially is above 78%, above 80%. So looking at Cinemark, I think it's a very good play for recovery play here because all this is all because of the pandemic here. Now the big question when we're looking at these is that can they hold up, right? So Cinemark, we think they can hold up. The other one is CCL. Don't know what's happening here. This one I'm really questionable on because the last news I had seen a while back was that cruise lines were not going to be able to set sail until November, which really messed things up. Let's see, April 9th, Argus Research upgrades Carnival to buy from hold. Price target is $33. So again, just confirming what we're thinking here. Our case on CCL is that if they can hold up as a company and don't go bankrupt, and I don't know what kind of support they're getting from the government, they've even went down a little bit from where we set the line. I think, we look right here, there's our bare minimum case at 47%, and then, I don't know, you could even say, well, we were trading down here, but we kind of started to peak out right here. Even if you say that's a bull maximum, it's still 90%, and then if you're looking at the top here, you're looking at over 140% here. So CCL, big potential recovery play. Yeah, man, nice. I just haven't got in CCL. So I did watch the interview with Trace Trades and Adam Aaron last night. I watched just the first half of it. I didn't get too much into it. I was busy on Escape from Tarkov. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Some of you do. Just in that game, and I just got sucked in. I was in the game, then I looked up. I'm like, oh man, it's 11 o'clock. So I tried to watch the first couple minutes as it premiered, and then just kind of headed on. But I went into a raid, and then I just kind of got off, and I haven't had a chance to watch it fully just yet. But I did see the takeaway is that they are not going to dilute the market with 500 million shares until 2022. Oh, nice. Got in with 300 shares at 21.63 and out at 27. That's awesome, man. On CCL, my brother told me about this play. He also told me about CNK. I had said, all right, let me take a look. Got into it and said, okay, because you see here we're trading. We have some support here at $39, and then right as 2020 hit, you see all this. So, recovery play. It may take us a while to get there. It could be into next year for this, but this thing is steadily climbing up. You're seeing nice little pullbacks here. That's all we're going through now. So, you see for this week right here, we're in a little bit of a pullback. I think this is potentially a good week to buy. Could pull back again for next week. We're still waiting on news. And, the fear of uncertainty and doubt. So I don't know if you guys caught the interview Trace Trades did with Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. I watched a little bit of it, and I turned it off. And I feel bad because I know Trey paid like $10,000 to have Jordan Belfort on his channel, and I think he was expecting a little bit more. But when I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, all I could think was that he wasn't talking about AMC, even though it was all revolving around AMC, and Trey's talking about AMC, and I feel like Jordan was talking about GameStop, and I think that was a big issue there. I don't feel like he was talking about AMC at all. The fact that he was like, oh yeah, it's overvalued, and I'm very, very surprised, and I don't know if just Trey was a little shocked, this is like his first interview of someone big in the media. And it was a mess, man. Big mess. I think that maybe Trey was a little shocked that he kind of agreed and said AMC is overvalued. AMC is not overvalued. If anything, AMC is undervalued. So that after I heard Jordan Belfort say that AMC was overvalued, and then Trey kind of agreed with them, no, man, you're wrong there. Now, I haven't deep dive into the financials, but knowing that the company can sustain for another year and all the things that they're working out, I listened to the shareholders call that they had. Was it like last month? I listened to everything that they're doing with their leasing agreements and stuff, and I do like Adam Aaron. I'm gonna have to listen to the rest of it. The JB one, yeah, you're right, man. Such a mess. Just to recap here on CCL, I think we got a bare minimum case here of some nice percentages to gain. Could even go down, another week here, but we're having a little bit of a pullback, but we're making some good healthy growth here. I think your bare minimum case is 46%, and then your bull maximum is somewhere up above 100%. So big profit to be made here on CCL if they can sustain for the long term. You have to go into it with that in mind. And they are having a little pullback here according to the RSI here. So a little bit of a pullback, which is good. But I think when this thing starts to shoot up, like all we're waiting for is one big announcement to say, all right, guys, if you got your vaccine, boom, cruises are set to sail. We're setting off May 1st. We're doing this, and I think that they were asking CDC to reverse the ruling that they had about cruises. I don't know where that stands. I think it was actually going to the Supreme Court or is going somewhere. I don't really know. I didn't keep up with it because I don't hold a position here. I really wish that I do, and I should. If I can close out Harley this week or very, very soon, I really want to add to this. I think this is a very, very good opportunity to make a 100% profit here. But it's risky. If they don't get the answers they want from CDC and they don't set sail and they have to push off and they're not getting money from the government, I don't know what the stimulus packages are rolling out to these guys here at CCL to kind of keep staying afloat. If they're not selling, they're not making money, so I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the thing with Jordan Belfort. You got to understand. I mean, I think everybody understands. I mean, hell, if you watch Wolf of Wall Street, dude's a narcissist. Yeah, he asked for $10,000 to come on to a YouTube channel, and it's not like Trey's Trades has millions of subscribers. He's got like something like 150,000, maybe 175,000. I don't even know if he hit 200K yet. What is NCLH? Sorry there. So, okay, Norwegian. All right, I know what Norwegian is. Let's make a little case for them. On a 3-year here. I am afraid of the water like that. Oh, ooh, oh, oh, yeah, man. Oh, this is nice. I like that. Doesn't look like it's quite the 100%, but if you got in, a little while ago, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good indeed. All right, so let's set a case here. I mean, I'll set the very, very lowest bare minimum case here on Norwegian cruise lines, and then I'll just set the top of the peak here. Even if I set a little bit of a pullback, I'll set it back a little bit and say that that's our bull maximum here. So looking at where we currently set, again, this is on the week. For our bare minimum case here, looking at 39% and a bull maximum of 101%. So yeah, it is at that 100% here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the watch list here for 2021. And yeah, I'm going to keep that in there. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the watch list here and see. I need to clean it up a little bit. I don't. I have some things on here that aren't very good anymore. Like, I don't know about Blink anymore. Some of these other ones. CSCW was one that I got in at 24.51. Dang, nice. I do like Trey, man. So Trey is the reason why I started the YouTube channel. I've always been big into YouTube. Like, I've had a YouTube subscription for a very long time. Like, I paid for it ever since Cobra Kai came out on YouTube Red. Back when it was YouTube Red, I paid for the subscription, and I've held it ever since. So I don't know how people can watch YouTube without with commercials and stuff. Like, I can't do it. So I've always been a big YouTuber. Like, I don't watch TV very often. I watch YouTube videos. So whatever it is that I'm interested in at that moment, that's what I'm into. And if you go back to my channel, you'll see I've made a couple of like helpful videos on how to test a stator and some things about how to adjust a suspension on a Harley Fat Boy or Fat Bob. Some other things about how to install some parts. And made some video game clips and just was messing around with certain things. But the market is something that I'm very much interested in and have been for the last few years, and it's been one consistent thing in my life over the last few years. Although motorcycles is like super important to me. I don't know if I'm not gonna turn the camera off, but I got a Ducati right here behind me, and then I got another motorcycle. I got 3 bikes, so yeah, appreciate it, man. I don't mean, not, yeah, I'm into motorcycles. They're a lot cheaper than cars, so it's kind of my things. I hope so. I think the one thing, and I'm not really doing this for anything more so like what I have learned is that with doing this, it holds me more accountable to follow the strategy that I set in place. And the strategy, my guidelines are like, know your entry point, know your exit point, know your PDT rule and where you stand within the rule. Don't get greedy and respect the strategy. And a lot of times I may break one of those things. So doing it while I'm on stream, even if there's nobody watching, it just holds me more accountable. So for that reason, like I'll keep doing this. I'll keep live streaming just to hold myself accountable, because I'm going to become a better trader at the end of it, and I think that I have already. There have been some, I've had quite a few good trades over the last few weeks when I started doing some day trades, and more I'm increasing the price, but there have been some bad trades as well. Some of these things I just watch on here, let's see. I mean, we're just talking about like the bad trades. More than likely, AMTX we knew was a swing. I don't know what it's doing right now. My AMTX. Here's my line on AMTX, and I can just get rid of that right now. Oh, that. So with AMTX, it's a gas company. They're into like biodiesel and alternative fuels. But you can see all the way back here from the summer at 86 cents. They just went on a slow climb all the way up. They hit their all-time high at 27.44, and they had themselves a pullback, and now they've kind of broke below. So we'll see if they hold up at this resistance here of about 1950 or so. They're currently at 2022. Yeah, man, I agree 100%. The pandemic created so much opportunity. So it's for a trader, I think that it did create a ton of opportunity, and it's something that I wish I would have taken more advantage of last year, and I didn't. However, there's still time in the market for you to get in. When you see something like Norwegian Cruise Lines or CCL or CNK or AMC or some of these other companies that have taken a hit because of the pandemic. I mean, just looking at Harley Davidson here, Um, Look at the 1 year. They got down to $17. Currently trading at 40. I mean, massive. They were at 17 back April 20th of 2020. To their high back at 43. We'll just go there at 43 something. Oh, man, I hate when this happens. So it's off screen. Let me just pull it from over here. 149%. So there's potential everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I got on the dining play. DNNN was a beast for me. Let's see what that is. Oh, Denny's. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at it, right? A lot of ways you can look at it. A lot of restaurants got a lot more profitable over the last year, whereas everything else kind of went down. A lot of restaurants did close. A lot of mom and pop shops, but these places that had like to go places skyrocketed, man. They did really, really good. Man, nice. Massive play there. That's a pretty big percentage increase too. It's 124%. A lot of opportunity everywhere in the market, and there still is opportunity when you're still looking at some of these that are lagging behind. And the places to look are entertainment right now. Entertainment, that's the industry that I'm in. Is the events industry, events and entertainment, still on the rise right now, on the come up. So there are still some areas like, I don't know. I went to Disney last month, I think. Feels like it was forever ago. Is this even the one? If it takes this long to load up, it's probably not even the right one. Places like Disney and Six Flags and other places that are going to start opening back up, those are probably still some good potential places. Got in at 11, wow. Dude, yeah, you made your money back for sure. Especially if you timed it right and you hit that. I mean, you were almost at 100% there. Gonna take a look at Disney. Nice. Last week. You know, it's really hard to time the top, so when it starts to pull back, it's kind of a good time. You know, you wait till you see it pull back and then, potentially sell. Yeah, you don't time it just right or knowing your exit point. But hey, as long as you're in the green. What? Oh. Well, of course that's not. I don't know why it doesn't pull this up. Anybody know what Disney's ticker is? Thought I was on it. I feel like I was. DISSDD. I mean, Disney Company Hold. Is it DISDD? Is it Disney Walt Co? There's a ton right here. The company? Is this one it? Walt Disney Company? DIS? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, Disney has always done well. They have more than just theme parks. True, they've got it all. Maybe Six Flags would be a better representation, but just for looking at the recovery play from the pandemic here, and I want to look at it on a 3-year. I'm sure, you know what? let's look at it on a 20-year because the only time it really pulled back was in the year of the pandemic, right here. And it just continued stepping on up, and it will continue its way on up. I mean, Disney's super, super profitable company. Appreciate, yeah, DIS. Super profitable, but potential is there. I mean, you could have got this thing for as low as like $78. I mean, you would have made a ton of money there as well. I mean, 150% profit there. So, I wonder what Six Flags is, because that'd be one that's probably lacking behind for the most part. Six Flags Entertainment, that's probably it right here. So you can see they're starting to get back up here. So we're making a case now for Six Flags on the 3-year. Let's make a little case here. Set a trend line here. This is in the year of 2020 or 2019. You can see even at the bottom here, which actually kind of got back up to, and they're starting to pull back a little bit. Still green on the week. I mean, they're kind of back there already. I mean, that's kind of a solid point for them. I think that they will break above this and start testing other levels. So, I mean, you can just take bull maximum case up here at $73, and then I think you can take your bull minimum case that they will have a peak, right? When they break above this level of resistance here, they will get a little bit of bounce if they stay above for any time. If they get rejected like they did, we'll see. It could happen again and just get rejected again. But I think that they do at some point get a break, especially when Q2 and Q3 and maybe into next year when financials are looking a lot better and people are all excited about doing everything that they possibly can. You gotta think like how many people are pent up in the house for a year now, not really going out and doing anything, not really being social. Everybody's gonna want to do something. So I think it breaks above and it stays above, and I think it gets a pop up here. So I think your bull minimum case or your bear minimum case is right about there. So currently from where we sit, that's about 12%, 13%, and then your bull maximum I think at 50, 57, 60%. Save was a beast for me too. Mad I didn't get more shares. Got 150 at 1594. Airline stocks have done well. So I did scalp American. So Spirit Airlines is SAVE, the ticker symbol there. Again, still looking at a 3-year week chart, and currently. So this one kind of looks very, very similar to Six Flags, in only a very, very minimum way here. Yeah, I'm making a case here for this being the bare minimum and then the bull maximum up here. Bare minimum case 22% and then bull maximum case of 78%. So still another good one to look at. I was in on AAL. That's a ticker symbol for American Airlines. And then I got out. Let's see, they're at 22 now. I think I got in and got out from like $19 to $20. Just had a quick little scalp on a day trade. Got in and got out. This is like before I started the doing streams back like in early February or something. Still think it's a good. Actually, I still have all my my trend lines here, or my price levels, and still think there's potential here. They are, I think, they got another 18% to go, and potentially 33%. I kind of look at the way that they trend, and if we're going to look on a 20-year, I mean, it doesn't look good for us, right? However, we did find some support down here in this range. So I do like that I have my ranges set here for bare minimum and bull maximum. I do like that we did find some support around this range in here. You can see we bounced off at once, found some support. And then again, found some support before another peak up. So potential is there to get that bounce. Again, the stocks are going to do this. I mean, it's like a heartbeat, right? It's going to keep bouncing around. Oh, nice. Got in at AEL at 15.14, 16.14. Good shit, man. Let's see if I can find 16.14 over here. There we go. 16.14. Currently at $22 and some change. I mean, you're up like 30% right now. If you're still holding on. Yeah, still holding 100 shares. You're up quite a bit. Quite a bit. Just up over 35%. I mean, nice. Yeah, I looked at it. I got in, got out. I still think there's a case here. And unfortunately, like the money is just like not there. I put so much money. It's good because what I've been doing is like instead of me going out and maybe like making a purchase, like I like to do, even if it's just a bottle of cologne or something, I'm like, boom, in the market, like, oh, $50 here, $50 there, $100 here. I'm not going out to bars. I'm not really, maybe we go out to eat like once a week or something, or once every 2 weeks. But for the most part, like any spare change I get, I did buy a new keyboard and a mouse pad. But other than that, like, boom, money into the market. Like everything's been going into the market lately. Just really trying to pump up my brokerage account. Want to hit that 25K so I'm not trading under the PDT rule anymore. Sold 200 shares Monday. Nice. Yeah, a little bit of a pullback right now, but that's expected. I mean, we've seen how many weeks green right now, or months. This is months green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in the green. Currently in the red, but we're not done. So this thing could still end in a green. Okay, yeah. I mean, so that was my deal. I wanted to do this yesterday with Harley, and now I'm kicking myself in the butt because I have a different strategy when it comes to swing trades, and I think a lot of it is just me being stubborn. But looking at the chart this way right now, it's not bad. It's really not bad. You can see this is on the 3-year. This is on a 20-year month chart here. I mean, there's pretty low down there. When was this, man? This is in 2008. Oh, okay, so this is, yeah, that year. Dude, I mean, that's almost looks like it's worse than COVID so far. But I think the lasting effects of COVID have not really hit us yet. I think I don't think we're through all of it yet, man. I really think there's going to be some long lasting effects that we may see another dip in the market at some point. However, looking at Harley here, we're doing pretty good, kind of up, consolidating. We haven't really had a pullback yet, but they're setting PTs at $55, which are up in this range. So when they said that PT at 55, I could have got my 5% out and put all that money in the AMC, and I wish that I would have, but I'm also like, well, I've been hanging on to this for a very long time, and there's potential there for me to get more than 5%. I just may have to hold on a little bit longer, and it's not a lot of money. I mean, I'm only trading, it's 42 long at 40.02, but I've been holding on to it for a long time. So me getting 5% and knowing that I've held on to the position for like 3 years or 2.5 years, however long it's been, since it was back like in this range. I think this is when I got in before. Some maybe, yeah, when is that? 16? Maybe it was right here. Whatever it was, I thought I was buying on the dip, and I just held. But now, having held for so long, I don't want to take only 5%. I'm kind of getting greedy right there. So I'm not following my day trade strategy, my scalp strategy. I have like a longer term strategy that like I want more than like 10%. The only thing that can damage the AMC thing is more COVID lockdown. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right there. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I really don't. I mean, it's almost like not a thing in Florida and Texas right now. Hopefully, yeah, I think we're going to be okay. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I did see a report, but I don't really watch the news that much. I kind of stay away from most of that garbage. If I want something out of news media, like I'll go look for it. I'll go to Drudge Report or somewhere else that seems like a more non-biased site that are not trying to push their agenda. I just kind of look for different things, and I don't really pay too much attention to it. I mean, one scare after another. I mean, it's like kind of sick of it. Watching AMC, looks like we're getting back to that range here. We stepped away for quite some time, let it do its thing. Now currently in overbought territory according to the RSI. Getting ready to test the middle VWAP here, and I think we're going to get rejected by the middle VWAP just based on the volume that we have and the fact that we're already in overbought territory, and it looks like, and when I say this, I'm hoping that I'm wrong. For sure, 100%. We also do have a level of resistance here at well, there's a level of support here. You guys can see we set this a while back. Been a pretty strong level of support here at 990, so it could be that level of resistance. Yeah, looks like we're just getting rejected by middle VWAP. Oh, cool, man. You're in Florida? Yeah, I'm in the Pensacola area. Originally from Texas. Been there most of my life. Moved around a little bit. Texas, Tennessee, Florida, those are kind of the 3 states. Currently reside in the northwest region here in Florida. So it's nice. I wanted somewhere that I could ride motorcycles, mountain bikes, golf, just kind of do things all year round. Seeing as how like with my job I work for a few months and then I'm off for a few months, and so usually like it was like always the times that I was off and I had like a whole month off, like when I lived in Memphis, it was that was the rainy season, or it was still cold and you couldn't do anything, and it's like I mean, I'm off for a month, but nice. Yeah, I'm about an hour and a half from Destin. Okay, Fort Walton. Yeah, I'm even closer. I'm like 45 minutes to an hour from Fort Walton, so sweet. Yeah. If I'm hoping we get to 10. Oh, okay, yeah, I know the area. So that's a military area over there. Not sure if you're prior military. If you are, thank you for your service. Lot of military town. That's kind of why I like this area. I grew up like my dad was in the military. I had a little bit of time in the military spent. Yeah, it is beautiful in the panel. It's like it's got that southern feel to it. You're close to New Orleans, so you almost have that New Orleans vibe and Mobile vibe, that Gulf Coast vibe, and then you get the Alabama, if you like that kind of feel of the pines and stuff like that, and the weather's it's not too bad. I mean, if you like humidity, it's not that bad, but food is pretty good. I'm not really a big beach person, but that's all right. Weather's nice and it's cool. I like it. I mean, Okay, cool. Your brother's Air Force, yeah. A lot of Air Force here with Eglin Air Force Base over there. I can't remember the other one that's, yep, Eglin Air Force Base, yeah. We got Pensacola NAS, Naval Air Station here in Pensacola. Then we've got Whiting Field, which is there's a dirt bike and an off-road field there. Hurlburt Field, yep. Yeah, there's a lot, man. A lot of Air Force bases around here. Um, yeah, so me too. That was one thing we haven't really had. When was the last time we had a festival? Not too long ago. It was pretty nice. Quite a few people. It was a seafood festival. Mullet Fest. Oh, like the fish or like the hair? Got to be like the fish. Looks like we're just getting rejected, but we're doing okay. We have pulled back a little bit on the RSI, so looking like RSI is doing okay. Not bad. It looks like I'm up $6 on the AMC call that we've got, which again, I don't really care about this thing. I wish it would just be taken off. I wish we'd done it through a different brokerage. Is Cash's faux pas still around? I don't know. So most people, and my girlfriend included, kind of why I moved to areas because she always vacationed in the Destin area, around Watercolor, Seaside, like just really close Rosemary Beach, that area. Beautiful area, man. We love coming down there. Like that's a super super nice area. And we looked. Yeah, I figured Mullet Fest was fish, not mullet. It'd be cool if it was mullets though. Um, that would be. I could see that too, being so close to Alabama. Yeah. I don't know. Like we don't go to Destin very often. Like it's only an hour and a half drive, but for me, I'm like, what am I really going there for? It doesn't. I mean, we got Pensacola Beach, and you got some other things around here. Pensacola, like I just kind of stay around the area. I don't even go to Destin too much. So I don't know if Cash's Faux Pas is still there or not. Most of the other restaurants are still pretty much there. That's kind of the one good thing about this area is like we did lose a couple of businesses here in Pensacola, but majority of them just switched over to takeout and remained pretty steady. Everybody got supported to the best they can. Looking really, really good here on the RSI. That pullback is what we needed here. So hopefully we find the support here at 980 and start this trend back upwards. I think we just need to reset ourselves a little bit, and I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. Thinking that's what we're going to do. Uh, Unfortunately, not much else to look at in our portfolio at the moment. As AMTX, we are, ooh man, what's going on there? Yeah, down pretty bad right now. 264 from close of yesterday, but I'll just keep holding on to it. I don't care. Fubo down. I thought Fubo was going to go through reversal. We set a buy box in here that this range that they would trade in between for a while. They actually broke below it and then got rejected again today from that range. So pretty nasty. I thought that was going to be a support level for them, but for whatever reason, and I don't even know if there's any news. Maybe it's just tech in general. See what the SPY is doing today. SPY S&P 500 ETF here. Yeah, not looking too hot for them. They actually hit a high, and it seems like every day they're hitting new highs, new all-time highs. So yeah, today is one of those days, and then just going through a pullback here. So starting to consolidate, so not too bad for them, for the market as a whole. So we may see some more uptrend in the afternoon here. Hog down 28 cents, Rocket down 7 cents, Sens down 9 cents, AT&T up 25 cents, still under 30, UPC down 31. So portfolio is not looking too great, but AMC been the rock in the portfolio other than AT&T. CTRM, Castor Maritime. So I'm curious to know if this is a place. Let me see. CTRM. I feel like I've heard about this the other day. Heavy in CTRM. I wonder if my internet went out. I don't know why it's not showing me anything in here. I'm trying to see where the company's based out of. Oh, I know why. Sent me a 45-cent position here. I swear, I think my buddy the XRAM had me look into this one. Oh, Okay. Okay, not bad. Not bad. It's not an OTC stock. It is below a dollar though. So in what? So let me see this here. How long have they been below a dollar? I wonder how long. Let's see. So not very long. That's March 15th. I don't know at what time they're buying more ships. Viacom. Yeah, so I'll check out Via in a minute. I don't know. I don't know much about this company, Castor Maritime. I was just wondering if they're out of Mobile. I feel like I've read. Man, I feel like my buddy XRAM always sends me some OTC stuff, and I think this is one that he sent me. It's not OTC, but I don't know at what point, for how long you have to stay under a dollar before you are taken off of Nasdaq. But they've been under since March 15th. Starting to see a little bit of a trend here, so got a case here for already. I think we start to see a little bit of resistance there. I mean, yeah, I could say, you know, our bare minimum case is probably somewhere in here at 59 cents, but I think never really know. I had to see volume. Volume's actually looking pretty good for the past week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. 9 days, although most of these days is kind of on a downtrend. True, yeah. Massively in the oversold territory here. They did get a crossover on the signal line, and looks like some buying power has stepped in. So got a long way up. Could be a case. Me just looking at it where it bounces back. I mean, you're gonna find resistance there, but if it does break above that point, I think you got levels there, and then who knows? It could even that's a super low. Both of these are like bear cases here for the position. You're looking at 52% and then 125%. So not bad on something that you could, you know, potentially throw, you know, a couple $100 at, own a very large position, and then, you know, if it breaks that, you still got a lot of room to go. That's 280%. So potential is there for sure. I wish I could see. Let's check out any news on them. Uh, Viacom. Yeah. I was just looking to see if there's any news here. Announces vessel acquisition. That's April 9th. So they are buying more ships. They announced delivery. So good news came out yesterday. They announced delivery of 2 of their vessels, Magic Twilight and Magic Thunder. Exactly. Investing equals educated gambling. Yeah, man. I think you're right there. Pretty much, but with gambling, like it's gone. Like at least with investing, you have more hope, right? It lasts longer. Like with gambling, if you're gambling on a game, like when it's done, you're done. That's it. Your money's gone. If you're investing, like there are chances that you could have a turnaround, right? I mean, just even looking at CTRM, if you get down this far, you think like, man, I'm done. And you get a pop, and who knows? We're trading below that now, but at some point they're going to find the bottom and they're going to start to recover. And you can see here, matter of fact, just looking here where we held some resistance at these levels here. I'll bring it down slightly. Can I set it? There we go. All right. So what we see here is we get level of resistance here where we get a couple of touches on, and we get rejected 3 different times. So very, very solid level of resistance here for us. And then where are we at right now? Way down here. Very, very solid level of support for us. So I think you're right on CTRM. I think this thing is going to bounce back up. Matter of fact, I may throw a couple dollars in there on this thing. Hell, it's only at 45 cents. I mean, why not, right? Throw $100 in it, you know, make $100. So I think, yeah, good level of support there. I'm gonna add this to the watch list. Shoot, going on there. There we go. Going back to AMC, looks like we got still just getting held up here. But we're finding some nice support, so just consolidating right now. We did get rejected up there at this 990 range, so very strong level of resistance, as I was said support, but very strong level of resistance up here. Slow burn like a frog in boiling water. Yeah. Investing is. Oh yeah, I was gonna check out Viacom for you, man. Sorry, Hayden. Sorry, Hayden. VIAC via. I want to say this is Viacom. Yeah. So, the deal with Viacom is. I want to say that they were part of that Archegos Capital stuff that was going on when they got margin called. I want to say that. God, it feels like so long ago now. I don't know how I know Viacom here. So here's the article here. Credit Suisse records $4.7 billion hit from Archegos as 2 executives depart. Let's see. Credit Suisse said it is going to take a loss of roughly 900 million francs before tax in the first quarter as the margin call offset what it called a very strong performance in its investment bank business and growing profits in all 3 of its. I'm trying to see. Here we go. Credit Suisse is one of the many banks to have extended credit to Archegos, the family office run by former hedge fund manager Bill Huang, to buy a basket of U.S. media and Chinese internet stocks. Shares of Viacom CBS fell in after-hours trade on Monday as Credit Suisse unloaded shares in the U.S. broadcaster as well as shares in VipShop and Farfetch. So they sold off the shares. Okay. So what I'm assuming happened there. Yep, they were part of the mess. Should recover though. Media conglomerate. All right. Yep. So what I'm assuming, just from reading that, and this could be the case or not be the case, is that Credit Suisse took a huge hit, or Archegos took a huge hit, and well, they both took a huge hit for sure. But one of them held a position, and in order to cover, they had to sell off their position in that stock, and that's why it drove the price down. So. If that is the case, if I'm accurate in that assessment, that one of those two, because they got margin called, they had to sell off their other positions to cover that position that they were margin called on, then potentially that Viacom is one that they held and they were strong in, and that's why it went down. So let's take a look at the 20-day here. Yeah, you can see from 100. So pretty good price point here. I mean, you can see just massively oversold, and still kind of trending sideways. What's it look like on a 180? So this reminds me a lot of the AMTX. You know, it started back in the summer, July, at $24, all the way up to $100. Was having its pullback and starting to make a test there, and then all that nonsense happened. So thinking got a good case here, at least for bare minimum there, maybe bull maximum up here to test this again at some point in the future. I don't know how it's going to affect them as a company, but 67%, 150%. We're gonna add Viacom over here to the 2020 list. Yeah, CBS, BET, Nick, Paramount, and I think a lot of these are just going to get stronger when they start rolling. More of them are rolling out like apps, smartphone apps, and platforms that you can watch without having to have cable TV. Just kind of seeing where we're trading at right now. Trading below the SM or the EMA right now, and the SMA currently, but now we're below the EMA, so not really what I'd like to see. But all right, we're doing okay. We're just kind of consolidating within here. Again, just found a little bit of support down here. I don't know why it did that. Found a little bit of support down here at this 970 range, 969. So, man, I mean, I think if we were to go back a few days, maybe it was yesterday, or day before, maybe it was, hell, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'd set this level at some point down here when we were back below it. Yeah, somewhere in there. I'm sure you could go back through and see it was a strong level at 969. It's like 939 and 969 were like two levels that were pretty strong. Either way, we are still up 4.5% from close of yesterday. I mean, even go back 3 days, we're up like 17%. Hey man, I appreciate it, Hayden. Good chat with you, bro. Check me out. I'll be out here pretty much every day, man. I'm fixing to call it a day as well. We appreciate the watch and the sub. Thank you. So, don't know what happened there. I did set a support level there, but it is now gone, 969. So anyway, looks like that's going to do it for me today. I think the market is just going to consolidate for the rest of the day here on AMC. I think we might get a push in the afternoon, but we are currently entering that sleepy time at lunchtime during East Coast lunch. So if something crazy starts to happen this afternoon, I'll be back on to live stream. But until then, I'll be off. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. And yeah, a lot of chats there. All right, appreciate everybody watching. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Market open unless something crazy happens today. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Mic off.